New Year. Every year, we make resolutions we don't accomplish. Empty hopes of being better, a New Year celebration to validate just that. I'm not sure if resolutions really work, but if you really cared about them, you'd make it a daily thing. Because days are what makes years. If you don't want to make any effort on your next day, would you really care about the next year? Not much, I suppose. A year is too late to commit to a good habit, too late to realize the mistakes of indiscipline, too less to celebrate, too much to lose. Simply, a yearly resolution is not worth a celebration. If you succeed in fulfilling your resolutions, maybe then that's worth celebrating. Else, you're just celebrating nothing but the fact that you're one step closer to death. Be aware every day, make changes every day. Live every day, celebrate every day. A healthy change does not need a new year. Don't make a healthy change just because it's a new year. And that, guys, used to be my perspective before entering 2020. I wrote this poem back in December 2019. I literally wrote a poem complaining about why New Year resolutions are illogical and do not make sense, and nor does the New Year celebration. I was someone who didn't give a flying shit about New Year's because, first of all, I think it's a cliche. People fall into this illusion that something will change just because the calendars are. Now I kind of have changed a bit of my perspectives, and I've kind of not changed my perspective, I guess. I mean, realistically, what is changing? Is the pandemic ending just because it's year 2021? Nothing is changing. But since everyone is anyways going to die early, because of this COVID, might as well celebrate the fact that we are 1 year closer to it. Might as well get drunk and enjoy and pretend to have some good hope for the future. Some excuse to live this life. And in 2021, that should be okay. In 2021, people can and should be allowed to use any excuse to make it seem like the year is better than 2020 because 2020 was a fucking disaster. Everyone has a bad year. Every year is bound to have some ups and downs. But 2020 takes everything to an extreme. If you had depression before 2020, congratulations! You now have chronic depression along with suicidal thoughts where you're questioning your existence on a daily basis. If you had anxiety, don't worry. This year has made sure to give you enough trigger points to have enough panic attacks for the rest of your life. Were you jobless? Welcome to 2020, where even the ones who had jobs became jobless. Did you have a job? Are you sure you won't be unemployed soon? Just asking. Were you working 9 hours in your IT company? Now it's 12 hours for the same pay. Were you single? Good luck finding someone in a lockdown. Were you in a relationship? How's the long distance going for you, mate? The only people who benefited from this year seem to be people who got married. No annoying relatives, minimal and very cost effective. A wedding I dream to have. But the most important question is, why the fuck is everyone getting married? Why? The list of problems go on. Name a problem that hasn't occurred in 2020. From almost World War III to all the natural disasters all around the world. You name it, we had it. With all these misfortunate events happening all around the world, I personally had some positives that happened this year. Considering I'm slightly on the introvert side of the spectrum, this may not be a positive to everyone. What is that positive, you may ask? Work from home. A dream for introverts and probably a nightmare for the extroverts. Working from home is something that helped me focus on all the other aspects of my life. As someone who didn't have that much of a social group in the office, going to office was never fun. On top of that, traffic wasted a lot of my time and energy, and I even went through multiple breakdowns because I did not have enough time to do art. But everything was solved with this new system of working from home. I now have time to focus on other hobbies and also time to focus on upskilling myself. I also used to love spending time in my room by myself, so this was a great opportunity to do more of it. Until obviously it got exhausting. Financially, this year I could save more than I would have. Although I'm taking care of my home financially, the expenses are way less than what I'd have spent in a metro city for a useless tiny room and a tasteless, nutritionless food. Homemade mom cooked food helped me gain 5 kilos during this year, which would have never been possible otherwise. As someone who's thin, who loses weight pretty easily and struggles to gain no matter how much I eat, this is an extremely big win for me. I also started a candle making business, which I do more regularly than I used to, which introduced me to this new world of handmade. I also explored many hobbies this year: cooking, cycling, gardening, painting, writing, reading, blogging, candle making, taking technical courses, and even started my YouTube channel. I have always wanted to do YouTube but lacked confidence and editing skills. But the idea that I'm going to die soon, so I might as well do what I love to do, is something that pushed me into this, and I'm extremely happy about it. I also revamped my website and restarted my blogging. I made new friends on Discord and played more chess, and I had weekly online discussions with these strangers, which was pretty fun. Although I enjoyed this routine of exploring everything I love, over time it did get a little exhausting. And when we have a lot of time to ourselves, but not many distractions to keep your mind occupied, the mind starts thinking too much, questioning the purpose of our life, questioning if what we are doing is what we really want to do. With nothing to distract our mind goes crazy. When there aren't that many options or opportunities to find new purposes, automatically many of us have questioned our already existing goals, or if we had none at all, we were forced to think of it. With easy access to everyone's personal life through constant exposure to social media, our mind subconsciously starts comparing our lives to everyone else's. Other days, you would not have time, but now you do more than ever. You start questioning everything that you have done so far in your life. Do you really enjoy the job you do? Should you just quit everything and get married? What if you'll never have kids? These are some questions from my library of unnecessary questions that I asked myself this year. Everything you do becomes a question you need to answer. And if you're someone who hasn't made it yet, everything will trigger you. And voila, you're now in an existential crisis. You start questioning your own existence. No wonder overthinking is root cause of mental health issues. This might be a personal experience, but I'm pretty sure many of us have gone through similar experiences and are still struggling to make sense of life, just like I am. And I'm forced to say, probably, just probably, 2021 will treat us better. Having hopes does no harm. What better excuse to treat ourselves better and celebrate life as is? Maybe accepting the present is the only option left. With that, I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you for watching the video. So this is my first time recording the digital art, and I decided I'm going to trace the artwork because I'm a last minute person and I decided I'm going to make this video just yesterday. So apologies, I'll try to improve my skill and not trace next time. So if you did really love the rest of the art, and you enjoyed my narration, do give a thumbs up and share or subscribe, whichever you wish to do. And do drop a feedback in the comment section, that helps a lot. Thank you. Have a nice day and a nice year. Ta ta.